Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. First, I'd just like to say Happy New Year and thanks to everybody who supported me in the last year. I'm excited for the things to come, so thanks everybody for tuning in last year, and I'm excited for the year moving forward. But what we're going to start on first is we're going to tear into that flathead I got. Let's knock out the oiling system, make sure all that's true, and then we'll go on from there. All right, so the plan with this is oil system today. I don't know, running by tomorrow. No, it's not realistic, but we're gonna go through the oil system, pull the pan, clean the pan, make sure the oil pickup is all cleaned out, and then I want to pull the filter system off here. And I have an adapter kit. I'm going to try just to run a general oil filter. We'll see if that works out. But other than that, I'll try to get all that worked out and see if we can get some oil pumping up through here. So we'll get after it. Well guys, I almost forgot to drain the oil first, so that could have been messy. So let's get this oil drained if it comes out and see what we're working with. See if we can get some oil out of this thing. There's our alley cat. If you guys have any farm cats, let's see them. Farm cats, farm dogs, shop dogs that help you out. Oh man, that stuff is thick on the end there. But other than that, it's running out. Cool. Probably gonna be draining for a little while. It ain't ran in so long, but just looks old and black. So while that's still slowly draining, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this oil filter system off of here. This bolt doesn't have any threads, so I don't have a lot of hope for it. But I think we'll be able to get it. That way I can clean these lines out and figure out how to adapt this to the newer filter that I have. And I don't know about you guys, but this thing, everything just comes apart. It's like amazing. It's like everything's the same material or soaked in oil or something, but everything is tight, but it just comes out so easy. I don't know if it's craftsmanship or what. The first one. Well, there's something in there. It's pretty sludgy. I think I can set it up here and we'll see if it starts draining. Okay. Let's throw this plug back in. It's not, I mean it is, but not really dripping, so I'm gonna put the plug in and then see if we can get the pan off. All right, pan came right off. So the great thing is there is nothing in the pan, so I'm not concerned about that. Seal wise and bearing wise, everything looks really good actually. I mean, you can see it hasn't been used for a long time by the sludge here on the pickup, but that's easily cleaned. Looks like I don't know if I could get a new rear main or not, but we'll probably RTV that when it goes back together, and that'll be all right. But other than that, I mean, it looks really, really good under there. super neat. I'll take you guys over and look at the pan. It's pretty sludgy. So here's the pan. You can see it's just, you know, it's got sludge there on the bottom. We'll get that cleaned out. It was draining, but you know, it won't take long to scrape that sludge out and spray it out. So yeah, we'll get that scraped out, and then I want to crank it around, get oil pumping through it once everything's cleaned out, and then I'll probably drain it again just to make sure I have, you know, most of the gunk out. Only thing I'm worried about is the pressure through and around everything. Hopefully, if it gets cleaned out enough, it'll be good. So, without doing a complete teardown, this is what I think's best. So, that's what we'll do. We'll see how thick the sludge really is. Oh yeah, we got about, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It's about 1 inch thick there on the base. Typical. I mean, this has sat for so long. Kind of makes you want brownies. I always forget how black this stuff is. It's like, I mean, this is real oil. All right, pan's on, oil's in there. So we have to make some sort of hand crank, unless I can find one, but cheaper option is to build one with some of our scrap, of course. So we'll have to make one of those, but I think for now I can just turn it over by hand. I think I should be able to get oil moving, so that's what I'll try. All right, guys, it's the next day. Continuing on the Flathead, I've got my oil filter adapter kit. This was from, it's like a universal kit, but I had it from my S10 a while back. Just had it sitting. So what we've got, it's just a standard oil filter. And then this will be the new mount. And so we're gonna have to figure out exactly where we want it. Now, obviously, I think it makes the most sense just to use the bracket that's already there. So we'll probably end up, you know, drilling holes and mounting it somewhere here. So I'll look around for some parts, see if I can get that adapted. But yeah, actually, I think before that, I want to make sure oil comes out. So might grab a battery. We'll see if she cranks over. We've got positive ground on this, so positive's hooked up to the head, and then I just ran the negative to the starter. Obviously that casing's a little scary, but I went ahead and coated everything in PB Blaster, made sure that lever was loose, and then I sprayed a little bit on the gear in there. You can see it's engaged, so hopefully it doesn't have too much of an issue. But all we're trying to do is get oil circulating, so we'll see if it even works, and if so, yeah, maybe we'll get some oil flowing, and we can keep moving forward. Moment of truth. Got my insulators on here. Whoa. All right. Got any oil flowing yet? All right, we got her topped off here. As you can see. Man, look at that cool Danger font. So she's basically up to the full mark, should be just fine. Stick back in. You guys can let me know if it starts coming out. We'll just have to crank a little bit, I think. It's been sitting a long time. Get my insulators back on. More sludgy goodness. At least a mix of sludgy goodness. Let's keep going. All right. So, we got clean oil coming out. A little bit of, I don't know, dust, or it doesn't look like metal, but contaminants of some kind. Probably just from sitting. That's cool. Really happy with that. So now I can keep moving forward. I would throw the old filter back on, but you know, there's no way to clean it and nothing has dripped out of it. So it's probably completely filled up with that brownie batter we saw yesterday. So we'll get this adapter on, get it figured out, and we'll have this oiling system wrapped up. Okay, so I think that'll be good placement. I'll grab the filter. I gotta put the stud in. The stud will go, you know, in the center, and then the filter screws to it. And we just grab some adapters. So I'm gonna put this stud in, check the filter, check the clearance. Obviously I can move it over to this hole and then drill the other two holes. We'll see how it works. All right, I ended up moving it over to this side. It was just, it was too close to the belt and pulley here. I didn't like that very much, so moved it over to this hole, and then I'll drill a second and a third. The kit come with self-tappers to put it on your firewall or something. I don't like that, so I'm gonna drill and put actual bolts in. So I think that's a good spot. It looks pretty aesthetically pleasing. Hopefully whatever we put it in, it doesn't interfere. So yeah, that step's done. Now I'll just try to figure out how I'm gonna adapt to the lines. It gave me some like heater hose material. This thicker stuff, I don't know, it's probably 1/2 inch or something. But I'd have to figure out how to adapt that down to, you know, these small lines over here. So I don't know, we'll see. We'll figure something out. It's a new day in the shop. I've acquired the adaptive fittings I need to go from the filter to the original lines here. So we'll go ahead and we'll put some thread tape on these, get them sealed up, and then we'll thread them into the filter, and then we'll figure out how to get these lines hooked up. Hopefully I can bend them in the right fashion to where they hook up and they don't break. So that's what we're gonna start with today. Let's get after it. All right, so we've got the fittings in, rerouted the lines. I think I was able to flex the lines so much because they're copper. Hopefully I didn't split one, but I didn't notice if I did. They're running a little close to the belt. You know, they're not touching, but you can see the little gap here. So I'll have to make another retainer that holds them out a little farther. But just for what we're doing, I think that'll be okay. So we've got the input, output of the engine to the input of the filter in, and then we've got the output to the input of the engine. So that setup's all good. Now what I want to do, try to wrap this video up, is going to be, we're actually going to install a 6-volt battery. So on this engine stand that I made, we're going to install some sort of battery tray so I can hold a 6-volt. I think it'll probably end up being in this corner here. So here's our 6-volt battery, and then we'll mount it probably in this corner, and that way you can take, you know, the ground strap and bring it down, and I might have to relocate it somewhere since it's on the head, but we'll mount the battery and then we can get all the other cables hooked up. That way we can crank the engine over, verify that it's pumping oil through the new filter, it's not leaking, anything like that, and from then on we'll move on to ignition and fuel. So let's get building a box so we can crank it over and check the oil pressure. All right, so we've got the retaining box in there for the battery. So now it can't bounce around. Cables are hooked up. I cleaned ground, positive ground. So now we'll see if it works. It works. All right, let's see if something comes out of here. Tell you what. Might pull them spark plugs so it's easier to crank. We'll see. Hi, Mr. Window. Okay. See if it's a little better. All the plugs came out real easy, so felt like everything's been really good. So let's see if it's any better. All right, I figured it out. So since it's not like a super high pressure setup here, it just takes a long time to fill the filter. So I went ahead, poured oil, well, I pulled the fitting, poured oil until no more air was coming out. And so now we have our steady stream of oil. It's great. So I'll hook this line back up, and then we'll crank her around and get oil to the other side. I might pull that fitting off, make sure it's coming out of there, that this line's not clogged, and then, yeah, then we'll wrap it up. Well, we managed to get oil coming out of the output side of the filter, and it's heading into the engine, so that'll be it for today. we'll probably move on to ignition in the next video. I'm sure we'll have to clean points, go through the wires, stuff like that. But yeah, super happy with the progress we made today. And yeah, I'm excited to hear it run. So I'll keep after it. Please like this video, subscribe. I appreciate all the subscribers. We're up to almost 900 now. So that's crazy. Yeah, super excited for this year. Excited to hear this thing run. And I'll keep after it. So we'll see you on the next one.